2002, America's at War. Jennifer Lopez, Ja Rule, and Nickelback are on top of the Billboard Hot 100. The Bachelor is about to hit airwaves for the first time, and hit video game series Resident Evil is getting a movie.
So what did the geniuses at Sony Pictures and Screen Gems come up with for a series with 3 mainline titles, 7 total games at that point, worth of lore, characters, and high fan expectations? Barely any lore, absolutely no pre-existing human characters, and an admittedly banging soundtrack.
So the movie goes like this. Someone releases a dangerous virus in a secret underground lab. The facility's psychotic computer kills all the employees. An elite paramilitary team is deployed to investigate. They drag main character Alice, a special agent suffering with amnesia from nerve gas released by previously mentioned psycho computer, down the Hive, where they plan to clean up and hide any evidence of their employers, the Umbrella Corporation, wrongdoing.
Along the way, they face lasers, holograms, wet dogs, and each other.
They also let out all the employees turned zombie by shutting down the computer. Now it's a race to escape, with damning information and the cure on a train before some arbitrary time limit runs out.
How very Resident Evil of them. Actually, that one's on point.
Can they do it? Well, yes and no. You have to set up for a sequel.
I want him in the Nemesis program.
Hollywood loves their franchises.
Mila Jovovich plays Alice, Michelle Rodriguez, in high demand because of the Fast and Furious, she plays Rain, and then you've got Eric Mabius, James Purefoy, and Colin Salmon as Matt, Spence, and Lead Agent 1, respectively. Look, Resident Evil is a fun movie. Sure, it takes almost 40 minutes for the zombie action to start, but it's a blast when it does. There's really awesome practical effects in this. I love the use of real dogs. They made them look really gruesome. And the laser death trap is still one of my favorite kill scenes in a horror movie.
Got it.
Yeah, it takes a while for the zombies to appear, but I like the setup at the beginning. I feel like they gave me enough of a tease to wait for the zombies to appear. And it's got some good horror tropes. I like the explanation of why our sexy female lead is strong enough to fight monsters instead of it being, it's in the script.
You and I have the same employer. We all work for the Umbrella Corporation. The mansion above us is an emergency entrance to the Hive. You are security operatives placed there to protect that entrance.
And creepy children in horror is so much fun.
You're all going to die down here.
Look, as a fan, I do have a few complaints. My biggest one being that this is pretty much Resident Evil in name and imagery only, kind of like Ghostbusters Afterlife, but at least it had, the original characters in it. No Chris, no Jill, the mansion is barely a part of this movie, and the liquor wasn't around until Resident Evil 2. Where was a tyrant at? I mean, come on. It would have been better and easier to do than the bad CGI they did for the liquor.
Yeah, for me, I didn't get why the computer didn't just tell them she killed and locked up everyone because the dangerous virus had been released, and shutting her down would release them. I'd give this a B+. It's a great horror movie to be watchable for the masses. I'm not someone who likes the really intense, scary movies.
Overall, I think I'd give this a B as a zombie film, but it's a D as a Resident Evil movie. Not a great adaptation. Thanks for watching 13 Days of Terror 2 Zombie Fest. Like, share, subscribe, and make sure you tune in every day from now until Halloween for more zombie movie reviews.
Re-Animator. This is a classic. Of all the films I'm talking about during this Halloween season, this is probably the one that has the most recognition as far as horror fans are concerned. Great zombie movie, definitely top tier stuff. It came out in 1985, directed by Stuart Gordon, and it was based off of an H.P. Lovecraft short story. And the basic premise is character Herbert West, played by Jeffrey Combs. He's a scientist, he's young, and he's trying to create a serum that will resurrect the dead. He's somewhat successful, but it never quite goes as planned. This film definitely has some comedy elements to it, but it's more straight horror with little bits of comedy here and there. Great final act, very, gore fest, as most zombie films tend to be in those third acts. The movie is completely carried, though, by Jeffrey Combs' performance as Herbert West.
You see, I came down here to visit Mr. Kane, who was here working, and Halsey entered and started ranting at us, rather irrationally. No!
Great character. They made 2 sequels to this, Bride of Re-Animator and Beyond Re-Animator. Both decent films. Beyond, it's not as good in my opinion, but Jeffrey Combs' performance in that makes it worth checking out. But Bride is quite good, actually. I would recommend sitting down and watching the first 2 films back to back. Stuart Gordon would go on to make a film called From Beyond, also starring Jeffrey Combs and Barbara Crampton. That's an amazing film. Also Lovecraftian. Definitely, if you get a chance, get a copy of From Beyond. Check it out. I think it's the best film that Stuart Gordon ever did. So yeah, Re-Animator. Like I said, this is one of those movies that's sort of iconic. It's a classic. You see the t-shirts and the posters, sort of Herbert West with the Kim-Light green chemical serum that he uses to inject into the dead to bring them back. It's funny because he is sort of the antagonist of the series, but not. He's very much a protagonist. No, I have that backwards. He's supposed to be somewhat like a protagonist, but he's very much sort of the antagonist. But he's not really... He's trying to do a good thing. It's more so his ego and his God complex, which really comes into light in the sequel, Bride of Re-Animator, where bringing back the dead, he feels makes him superior to everyone else. And yet he's constantly sort of the driving force behind these films and the one you're sort of rooting for.
It saves me the trouble of having to send for you.
You'll never get credit for my discovery. Who's going to believe a talking head? Get a job in a sideshow.
But yeah, if you haven't already seen Re-Animator and you're just curious, hey, what's with all those t-shirts I see at every horror convention? Yeah, do yourself a favor and check it out. There's a lot of really good Blu-ray copies of this, DVD copies. There's multiple versions of Re-Animator out there that you can track down. Definitely do yourself a favor and check it down. This is solid A film, in my opinion. A fantastic score and opening credit sequence also, by the way. So yeah, check out Re-Animator.
Let me tell you about my favorite zombie movie, Return of the Living Dead. It's a messed up movie filled with gore, boobs, more gore, more boobs.
I mean, I got something to say, you know? What do you think this is all about? You think this is a costume? This is a way of life.
Oh, yes.
This is not the movie a 10-year-old should have been seeing. Maybe I was 9. You could probably blame my uncles for that shit. But then again, my dad was showing me Hamburger Hill and Predator when I was like 6 years old. That ain't right either, Dad. Anyways, the movie came out in like 1985, and that's a great year, man. You had I Don't Want to Grow Up by Descendants, Back to the Future hit, and of course, I Was Born. So, best year ever, right? And there's not a lot of big names in this. Most of the actors did like B movies or, character acting in TV. James Karen played Frank. Tom Matthews plays Freddy. Brian Peck was one of the punks.
Oh no, he got a job, what a dick!
And Beverly Randolph plays some chick named Tina. Now that I think of it, Bert is played by that one guy who had a bunch of stuff in like the 1960s. Here's the deal. Frank and Freddy work at a medical supply facility that gives like skeletons or bisected dogs or even whole human bodies for like schools and classes and stuff. Some really f***ed up shit in the building. But the worst part are the zombies that are down in the basement. See, this movie was meta before meta was even a thing. They pretend that George Romero's Night of the Living Dead, great movie, actually happened.
Did you see that movie, Night of the Living Dead?
Yeah. That's the one where the corpses start eating the people, right? Sure. What about it?
Did you know that movie was based on a true case?
And the military goes and covers it up and puts a bunch of zombie corpses in barrels. They get lost and end up in this basement. And Frank and Freddy accidentally break the seal and let out all this like zombie gas.
Hey, these things don't leak, do they?
Leak? Hell no. These things were made by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers.
And everything in the building starts coming to life.
What's wrong with them?
That's some up shit. They freak out, get their boss involved, go beg the mortician next door, who's probably a Nazi, to help them burn a zombie corpse. And that releases even more smoke, resurrecting an entire nearby cemetery. Oh, and there's a bunch of punks partying at that cemetery. Guess what happens to them? Breakfast, maybe dinner. They do get a zombie queen though. The movie has some crazy smart zombies, man. They're not as dumb as they are in other films. They can even order takeout.
Rescue 7, come in. This is dispatch. Do you copy over?
Come in, dispatch. Send more paramedics.
The gore and makeup rule in this movie, mostly. The mud-covered zombies from the cemetery are a little lacking, but the wet zombie from the barrel, the grotesque, like just, it's awesome. And guess what? This is the first zombie movie where the zombies eat brains. And the scene that explains why they do is hilarious. It's also creepy and gross, but mostly hilarious.
Why?
The pain.
What about the pain?
The pain of being dead.
Hurts to be dead.
I give this movie a B+ for its gory comedy and its crucial contributions to the delinquency of minors for the last 4 decades.
Useless talent number 6.
Useless talent number 66.
Useless talent number 37. 2007's Grindhouse Planet Terror. It was a double feature. Death Proof is really good. I suggest you check it out. But today we are going to be doing Planet Terror with lots of bloody and juicy zombies. So we start off with our main character, Cherry Darling, played by Rose McGowan. She's a go-go dancer who cries at the end of her performances. Even I've lost wood.
It's go-go, not cry.
Then we jump to some shady deal gone wrong on a military base. We've got Bruce Willis as Lieutenant Muldoon and a testicle-obsessed biochemist, Abby. Abby shoots some kind of container and gas is released into the air, and we'll get to the zombies later. We also follow 2 doctors getting ready for work. We've got Bad Husband, played by Josh Brolin, and his wife, played by Marley Shelton. She's actually trying to plan her escape with her old girlfriend, played by Fergie, who sadly doesn't make it. I really don't get these 2 as doctors. Marley Shelton's character, she's got terrible bedside manners.
And after my redheaded friend, you'll never see me again.
Wait, hi. Shut up, Joe.
It was just dumb. Meanwhile, Cherry gets injured and she runs into her jacket-obsessed boyfriend, Ray, played by Freddie Rodriguez.
That's my jacket. I looked for it for 2 weeks.
Yeah, how long did you look for me, Ray?
You know the jacket belonged to me, you didn't.
I'm going to be a stand-up comedian.
You're not funny.
That's what I've been trying to tell everybody, but they all say I'm hysterical.
But you're not.
Yeah, I see why she left you. So he gives her a ride, and these zombies cause an accident, and they rip off Cherry's leg.
Look at me! I was gonna be a stand-up comedian.
Some of the best jokes are about cripples.
God damn it, wait for me!
Peg leg Cherry, I would totally see that. So the wife escapes and runs to grab her son. Now, I'm not gonna show the next clip because it's just awful, but she gives her son a gun. And as soon as she turns her back, what we're expecting does. So they all end up at the barbecue restaurant and they're trying to plan an escape out of town. And there is where we find out just why Ray was so obsessed with his jacket.
That's my jacket.
You're gonna go on one of your psycho, obsessive, controlling rants about a jacket than take it, because I'd rather freeze and hear about it one more time.
Find what was in the pocket. I was gonna give it to you, but you left me. And I looked for it for 2 weeks.
So while they're trying to escape the town, the military bad guys capture them, and we get to see a really gory scene. Quentin Tarantino's balls melt off, and it's just, this movie's so gross in the best of ways.
I made you something.
Sadly, Ray doesn't make it, but he's left a present, I guess you could say. He has this line that he always says, "I never miss." I'm happy she's happy. I wouldn't be. So the movie ends with Cherry becoming a hero, saving other people from zombies with a baby on her back. I would give this movie an A-. It's exactly what I thought it was gonna be, and it was so much fun. It was campy, and the acting was cheesy, but like you're having fun with it. And I just love the humor that they put in this.
Move out!
Barbecue?
Asshole.
So yeah, Grindhouse, Planet Terror. Totally check it out.
2004's Shaun of the Dead, directed by Edgar Wright. The first of his 3 flavors cornetto trilogy, that would be Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, is a look at the zombie apocalypse from a British point of view.
So we've got Simon Pegg as Shaun, his best friend Ed, played by Nick Frost, his ex-girlfriend Liz, played by Kate Ashfield, and we've got Shaun's parents, played by Penelope Wilton and Bill Nye.
But not that cringy Bill Nye. The cool Bill Nye.
Shaun.
Like I said, this is a look at the zombie apocalypse from like a British starting point, or at least from the British point of view. If you want to see like the American version of this, that's called Zombieland, and we'll be doing that review as well.
You got a purty mouth.
Shaun works at an electronics and appliance store, and he's kind of like in a rut, kind of deadbeat rut, if you will. Girlfriend's left him because he likes to do the same exact thing every time. His best friend is a foul-mouthed slob.
Ed doesn't have too many friends.
Can I get any of you c***s a drink?
And he's got a stick-up-the-butt roommate who wants him to go and take charge of his life, but Shaun just can't stay out of his own way.
I assume it was Liz who did the dumping.
Sort your f***ing life out, mate.
And Ed can't stay out of his way either.
That's true. So unknown to Shaun, the zombie apocalypse is already happening around him. And the director does a nice job of showing a bunch of little like Easter eggs and foreshadowing of the horrors to come.
Hey, you're dead. Sure. Which button central lock?
After a night out of heavy drinking, the next day, zombies. Like everything's gone to hell.
Ensure all residences are secure with all doors and windows firmly locked and barricaded. Police is...
So after discussing it with Ed, he is set on saving Liz and his parents and getting to the pub, the Winchester. In trying to rescue Liz, he runs into some trouble with the unrequited love that Liz keeps dragging around and his girlfriend.
I'm not going out there.
Duffs, I don't want to be torn to pieces, and I'm sure if you really think about it, neither do you.
I'm not going if Lizzie's not going.
Of course she's going.
Well, I'm not staying here by myself.
You're going, aren't you, Elizabeth?
Lizzie? Yes.
He also runs into some issues getting his parents.
Philip.
And people keep making dumb decisions all the time. More hilarity on the way to the Winchester.
I'm taking a shortcut before.
And once they get there, they start trying to plan their survival. They quickly run out of things to do. The Winchester showdown is great. Like, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of fun, a lot of yelling. It seems like they had a really good time filming all of that. And while it's a semi-happy ending, not everyone survives 100%. Don't worry about not everyone surviving, though. The Brits have fallen back into their colonial power ways, find good use for the zombies through manual labor. What do you like about this film?
Oh my god, the humor is just amazing. I love the friendship between Shaun and Ed. They have some of the funniest scenes. The zombie beat.
Get higher, girl.
What's he do? Just say bass. Or freeze. What a tip.
The zombie walk. That one's good too.
I don't really think there's negatives for this film. The pacing's good, the gore, the effects are really good. You do get to see someone disemboweled, and I'm always up for a good disembowelment. In zombie movies, not in real life, guys. Relax.
Yeah.
So I think this could easily be an A+.
Yeah, I agree. I'd also like to add the obliviousness of Shaun and Ed at the beginning. It's hilarious, and they're really lucky.
Yeah. Well, one of them is.
Yeah. Well, no, because, I mean, they get to play and hang out together. So it all works out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully brain function returns so that they can both enjoy it a bit more. Shaun of the Dead. Check it out.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead. I would say it's a must-watch.
Dead Alive. Also known as Braindead to many people, this is the goriest movie I've probably ever seen in my life. The wildest zombie movie I've ever seen in my life. This comes from the mind of Peter Jackson, yes, the Lord of the Rings guy. Before his success with Lord of the Rings, King Kong, The Hobbit, stuff like that, he did a series of really bizarre films back in the 80s and early 90s, that being Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Braindead, or Dead Alive. Those films are all very different, very weird, gross, strange,
Eat leg, you man-stealing slut!
but all three worth checking out. Dead Alive, I have a real quick funny story about it. When I first checked it out, I remember renting the VHS, and me and a buddy were sitting down. We were excited because we had heard there's no film with more blood, more gore. It's the craziest, zombie film ever made. And so I remember we sat down and we watched the movie, and as the credits were rolling, we looked at each other and was like, yeah, it was fine, but it was not the craziest or the goriest thing I'd ever seen. Little time passed, and my friend calls me and is like, hey, I was doing some research online. Turns out we saw an edited cut of the film. We saw the R-rated version. There's an uncut version with 8 or 9 minutes cut back into the film, all the gore, all the really extreme stuff. So I tracked down a copy online. It's actually this one. I got the DVD. We watched it, and yeah, it's different. It's amazing how you can trim 6, 7, 8 minutes out of a film and it radically change sort of the pacing, the tone, and just all the aspects of the movie. But yes, this version is way more graphic, way more gory, and it's ridiculous. The film is a comedy at its heart. Similar to in the vein of like Evil Dead 2. The main protagonist in this movie, there's a love story. He's taking care of his mom, but she turns into a zombie, and then a bunch of zombies come, and there's a zombie baby, which that's probably the meme or gif you've seen online of anything from this film. It's really disturbing at certain points, and it's played for comedy. Like, there's a feeding sequence that's just absolutely vile. Yet again, played for comedy. The love story that runs throughout the film is actually sort of charming, especially by the end. When you get towards the end of the film, I found myself invested in it. This has the famous lawnmower scene in which a character uses a lawnmower to brutally slice and dice lots and lots of zombies. It gets to a point where, the fake blood is just, it's just dyed water. It's just so wet. It's spraying everywhere. It is a gore-drenched third act of this film. If you haven't seen it and you like zombies, you should absolutely see this movie. Not sure how the availability of it these days. I know the DVDs are still around, and most people I know own a copy, horror fans, but I would assume because it's Peter Jackson, it's probably fairly easy to find these days. And like I said, also go look up Meet the Feebles and Bad Taste, because also really interesting movies. And The Frighteners, which hopefully you've seen The Frighteners. That's a great one.
What the hell are you doing in my graveyard? You have been told to stay away! Sound off like you've got up here!
But yeah, Dead Alive / Braindead, gore-filled, crazy movie. This is an A for me. Actually, an A. I was debating on whether an A+. It inches close to the A+ material. Yeah, top tier, 10 out of 10 type stuff. But yeah, check out Dead Alive, Braindead.
.2016's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I've wanted to see this movie a while. I'm a little disappointed.
She shall be brought to reason.
Oh, good.
No.
Oh, no.
Like, even from the beginning, it's already making me mad. The objectification of Mr. Darcy is super gross, and why would you even put this in here? Flies need oxygen to breathe, and this is so far removed from Regency-era etiquette. Like, even today, no one would kick a dead man's head in someone else's house.
Good evening.
Who raised you? I want my horror movies to be scary and gross, not stupid and rude. So we've got Lily James as Elizabeth Bennet, Sam Riley as Mr. Darcy, Jack Huston as Mr. Wickham, and we have Mr. and Mrs. Bennet, played by Charles Dane and Sally Phillips. We also have Lena Headey as Lady Catherine de Bourgh, and for some reason, Matt Smith as Mr. Collins. I really don't know why they chose this and his direction for the character. Zany is not a word I want to describe a Regency-era movie, any kind of Regency-era movie.
Oh, fuddle. Lady Catherine herself has praised me on my lightness of foot. Marrying you will add very greatly to my happiness. The sheer violence of my affections. Would you like a scone, dear?
The rest of the characters, I mean, they don't really give you anything, so you don't really care about them anyway. I will say that the self-awareness of the zombies, I did love that. And Zombie Wickham, I thought was a nice change. The zombie booger bubble was really funny. It was a nice touch, as well as the zombie baby. I also liked cleaning weapons as a family. I thought it was sweet. This movie is about Pride and Prejudice.
Netherfield Park is occupied again.
Well, she's tolerable, but not handsome enough to tempt me.
The Bingleys have invited me to tea.
End my turmoil and consent to be my wife.
You intentionally ruined the happiness of my most beloved sister.
Wickham's run off with Lydia.
Are you engaged to him or not?
With zombies.
What have you done, Darcy?
I fed them!
Something else that I found confusing was Mrs. Bennet. Yes, she's irritating and meddlesome, but she's supposed to be clever.
Mr. Bingley, I know just the thing to break this terrible tension. A ball at Netherfield.
Jane marrying Bingley is bound to throw her younger sisters in the way of others. Rich men.
Sending your daughter by herself on horseback to try to matchmake is stupid.
You had much better go on horseback, for it seems likely to rain. And then you must stay all night.
I think if they had described that the streets had just been patrolled, then that would make sense, but this is her favorite daughter. So we're getting closer to the end, we're getting closer to that happy ending, and for some reason, Lady Catherine is hanging out with the Bennets. She's supposed to be a villain. I like my bad guys to be bad. Why are you humanizing her? Like, that was... She's a character I love to hate, and that's a hate I could trust, and they took it.
And tea is brought up.
Yeah, shall we? I will take the rest of your family back with me to Rosings. There's no safer place in England. Lady Catherine, eye patch. It's very fetching. Is it function or fashion? Function.
Who doesn't love a fleshed-out villain, and for them to stay a villain?
Mr. Darcy is engaged to my daughter. You selfish girl. You think it can be prevented by a young woman of inferior birth whose own sister's elopement resulted in a scandalously patched-up marriage only achieved at the expense of your uncle?
Right before the movie ends, they just have to throw in just like one more little weirdness with Matt Smith.
You may now kiss Mr. Darcy, the brides. You may now kiss the brides.
I would give it a D+. This movie was strange. It has good parts, but if I'm gonna watch it, I'm just gonna watch YouTube. Someone else did the work for me, and I'll just enjoy what's actually good about it. So yeah, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I would not recommend.
is the American dream of zombie apocalypses? Is it a bunch of people in a farmhouse examining the human condition?
Your brother is dead.
No! My brother is not dead!
Or is it a bunch of people in a mall examining the human condition?
Rosie O'Donnell, tell him to get Rosie.
Oh, yeah, Rosie.
Nah, too easy. Give him something hard.
You guys had really rough childhoods, didn't you? It's a little bit rocky.
I think it's more like guns, cars, and Twinkies.
Snowballs! Where's the Twinkies?
Welcome to Zombieland.
And this is America. We need a Florida man. And our Florida man is Woody Harrelson, Tallahassee. We also have Jesse Eisenberg as Columbus, Emma Stone as Wichita, and Abigail Breslin as Little Rock, and Bill Murray as himself.
God damn it, Bill Murray!
Zombieland really is the American dream of apocalypses. You've got this giant swath of country that people are going to be crisscrossing, all sorts of cars in the country because of how big it is, all sorts of guns in the country because of which country it is.
Thank God for rednecks.
Lots of opportunities for action and comedy. Loner, gamer, Jesse Eisenberg, total stereotype, Code Red, Mountain Dew. Dude tries to help his neighbor out. She was attacked by zombies. She becomes a zombie, attacks him. He survives, goes on a quest to find his parents.
Along the way, he runs into Tallahassee looking for his Twinkie.
You're incredible.
I know.
Yeah. Twinkie, Twinkie, Twinkie.
And Wichita and Little Rock just want to have fun. They're trying to get to Pacific Playland, which they've heard has no zombies. I don't know why they believe that. The zombies are everywhere. But
and it's California.
Yeah, lots of people in California.
It's a road trip, so you gotta have some stops, and we do get a few funny ones. There's them meeting the girls, getting betrayed.
We'll take your weapons, your car keys, your ammunition.
And if you got it, sugar will stop.
There's them meeting the girls again and getting betrayed.
They're in the back, aren't they?
Just me.
I'm really sorry.
There's a wonderful stop at what I'd call like a roadside attraction.
Souvenir shop.
Yeah, there we go. I would love to do what they did at the souvenir shop. Think of how transformative that would be. Sorry.
So when they get to California, Tallahassee has the perfect spot for them to travel to. And he takes them to Bill Murray's house.
At Bill Murray's house, always the comedian, he decides to prank Tallahassee and Wichita. He's been pretending to be a zombie so he can go golf and be around LA. And he comes in and he gives him a good scare.
Bill Murray, you're a zombie? Oh, I'm on fire! Ouch! You're not a zombie, you're talking. You're okay. The hell I am!
Tallahassee and Wichita suggests pranking the other two as well. And sadly, Columbus shoots Bill Murray.
No!
We lost an American treasure.
The girls run off again to Pacific Playland. The boys follow, and we get our big final set piece, the zombie showdown in an amusement park.
Tallahassee tries to go out as a hero. Columbus tries to save the girl. And the girls get on the dumbest ride in the park for a zombie apocalypse. Throughout the movie, Columbus has been talking about his desire to tuck a girl's hair behind her ear, and he finally gets to do so, and it's just a sweet moment.
Like Christine said, the movie's got a relatively happy ending. It's that kind of film. We're not here to really truly study the human psyche, the human condition. It's all about the little things.
Columbus gets his new family, Tallahassee gets his Twinkie, and Little Rock and Wichita learn to trust again.
Yeah, I absolutely love this film. It's got a lot of good effects in it. Sure, there's a lot of CGI blood, but the makeup and the practical effects that are there are great. The kills are amazing. I love the zombie kill of the week moments.
What
do you think? Zombie kill of the week?
Close, but no cigar. Zombie kill of the week goes to Sister Cynthia Knickerbocker.
Overall, I think this is a solid film, a lot of good fun. I give it an A.
I would give it an A+. I love the rules for survival. It's like the introverts and badasses are the only ones that could survive the apocalypse, and Columbus's paranoia has helped him survive. If I was going to nitpick, why Monopoly of all games? You have all the time to do whatever you want, and you pick the longest, most painful game to play.
I like Monopoly.
Monopoly
should play it
sucks.
sometime.
So, Zombieland. You should totally check it out.
Dead and Breakfast. I saw this film in 2004. That is the year that it came out. I remember reading about it in an issue of Fangoria magazine. That's how I got my horror news back in those days. And there was this little film that was, I think it was about a $500,000 budget. David Carradine was going to be in it. It's a zombie movie. It's a musical.
I become the afterlife's loyal slave. They repossess nearly everything from me. So I reassess my situation and possess the way to be.
Excuse me.
What can I do you for?
There was a lot of hype around what this movie was going to be, and I remember being very excited about it. I ran out. I believe I pre-ordered the DVD, and then when it came out, I picked it up and went and watched it. It's a great film. David Carradine is barely in the film. That's just mostly for the promotional aspect of it, but he's in there. It's a fun little zombie movie. It's the musical aspect of it runs throughout the entire film. It's not exactly a musical. Basically, there's a running gag where this band is sort of performing and updating you as the film goes on, and it works very well for the movie. There's actually a couple of really funny little songs.
And who was that drifter who was hanging around? Some outcast, nomadic kind of rambler, tall, dark, mysterious, and sultry man with bedroom eyes and shoulders you could hang a bedspread on. I like hunting and fishing. I'm kidding. Come on, I'm a red meat man who likes his films gory, so let's just continue on with our story.
In a sort of a line dance sequence, you'll know it when you see it.
Yeah, we always hope for more. You call
It's a comedy. Yes, it's gory. It's a zombie movie. You have, chainsaws and, makeshift weapons being used to kill the undead.
The head, remember that?
I know! Now!
Not so lucky that time, huh, bitch?
Including hammers and anything else that's sharp. There are decapitations and all those kinds of things, but it is a comedy. It's more in line with what I would, like a film like Demon Knight, the Tales from the Crypt film.
Vaya con Dios.
And vaya con diablos to you too, sir. Oh, Roach, there's just one more thing I forgot to mention. I lied.
A matter of fact, there's a lot in this movie that I would say is very much like that film, because you sort of have a central antagonist who is sort of the zombie ringleader, and he's constantly trolling and messing with the other characters. A good movie. Unfortunately, this is a very difficult film to find. A lot of these early 2000s horror films, the ones that went straight to video, I'm starting to see a lot more of that recently as I've been digging back into sort of my archive of old horror films. But yeah, Dead and Breakfast, as far as zombie films are concerned, this is good stuff. This is a B+ film. It's not the greatest of all time, but it is definitely a good way to spend an hour and a half with a group of friends Like I said, you have the comedy, you have the gore. A really nice chainsaw bit, if you've watched any of my past reviews on horror films, especially those who feature chainsaws, I always talk about favorite chainsaw kills. Still goes to Motel Hell. But there's a really cool one in this that involved a character, and I'll just say their neck. Dead and Breakfast. Definitely try and track it down. Solid zombie movie. Lots of gore, lots of humor as well. Yeah, Dead and Breakfast.
(1984's) Night of the Comet wonders, what if we took all the zombies out of a zombie film? Night of the Comet stars Kelly Maroney as Samantha, her sister Regina is played by Catherine Mary Stewart, and Robert Beltran plays Hector Gomez. So the movie centers on the Belmont sisters. They're not as cool as the Castlevania Belmonts. These two are most famous for dancing in a mall. On the night that a comet passes by Earth and turns most people into dust and a few into zombies, these two and a handful of others survive. Their delinquency pays off. You see, the younger one gets in a fight with her mom and runs off. The other one's busy banging some deadbeat in a projection room.
Superman can see through steel.
No, it's one thing he cannot see through.
That's lead, you nerd.
Lead?
Yeah.
Also surviving is a truck driver, Hector, and a bunch of people in a lab who are in search for other survivors to draw blood from to stave off their own transformations. It's not really a good movie. There really is a limited amount of zombies. The makeup and effects on the zombies are not that great either.
You wouldn't believe what we want from you.
And they spent a lot of time with 80s tropes. So big hair, weird clothing, lots of music. Like the audio mix is awful. The music is way too loud and it is non-stop.
I just had it out with Doris once and for all.
You can't get anybody on the phone because everybody's gone. What?
Literally, we spend most of the movie with the two sisters arguing over which one of them is going to get to bang Hector.
Why are you so weirded out? Oh, right, Reg. Why should I be weirded out? My sister, who swiped every guy I ever had my eye on, has now swiped the last guy in the whole freaked out world.
Eventually, the scientists track down this small group of survivors in the city, allege one of them can't be saved and will transform.
I don't have to see the results of the blood test. I can guess what they say about that one.
So they kill her and take the older one to the lab to be drained.
Are you pregnant?
Nope. Thought I was once, though.
It's not important.
That's what you think. That was the longest 3 weeks of my life.
Of course, the heroes have to survive, so the girls both end up being fine, both end up at the lab, both end up escaping the lab with Hector's help, and then they blow up some halfway turned scientist zombies.
Is that gasoline I smell? Wait, don't!
Literally, that's the movie. This was not what I remembered when I was seeing this as a kid on like late night sci-fi or USA or something like that. Honestly, I give the movie a D. It's one of those where I watched it for this review series based on some old memories, and it just didn't hold up. So yeah, Night of the Comet. Short, not very sweet. You could totally pass this one up.
Cemetery Man. one of my absolute favorite horror films of all time. The film came out in 1994. I discovered it around 2001, and it was a period where I was really getting into sort of Italian horror films, you know, Suspiria, stuff like that. And this film just kept popping up in every recommendation, and anyone who was talking about Italian horror, they could just, Cemetery Man. And I remember renting it from the video store, a VHS copy, and watching it and just absolutely falling in love with the movie. Obviously later getting my DVD copy. So it's based off of a character that appears in a comic book called Dylan Dog. Really bizarre series of comics. Check them out if you like horror. But this character is just sort of in there. The film stars Rupert Everett as Francisco Della Morte, and he's the cemetery man. So the basic premise is this. Guy works in a cemetery. Whenever someone is buried in this cemetery, they come back from the dead shortly after, and he makes sure to track them down if they start to wander, shoot them in the head, and rebury them.
They came back sooner than we thought!
The movie gets very bizarre, very weird. There's a weird sort of love story, gothic romance type stuff. The last act of it is absolute insanity.
Go away!
Very surreal, very weird. The last shot of the movie is iconic amongst those who love the movie because it's just so bizarre.
Could you take me home? Please.
Yeah.
It's a kind of movie that you can watch multiple times and sort of get a little something different each time. It's sort of artsy in that regard. But it's also just straight gore and zombie goodness with comedy, lots of comedy in fact, and with certain elements of the movie.
No, please don't. He's only eating.
Move aside.
Mind your business. I shall be eaten by whoever I please.
This is my business. They pay me for it.
It's a strange film, but I absolutely love it. It's one I revisit about every couple of years. I'll take the time to sit down and rewatch it. I like gothic horror, and this film, although not necessarily marketed as gothic horror, that completely is, especially with sort of that romance story that's within it. Like I said, Rupert Everett is the star of the film. Fantastic job. He has the bulk of the film is him. So you spend a lot of time with him. He has a sidekick named Nagi who also works at the cemetery. There's a subplot that develops that gets strange.
And you never say no to a kiss. Take advantage. I'm certainly in no position to refuse. Besides, I don't think I'd refuse anyway.
Uncomfortably strange. I love the way this movie is shot, and I just want to highlight that really quickly. It has a, I keep using the word gothic, but it does have that very gothic feel to it. And the bulk of the film is inside of a cemetery, so that, definitely feels that. And it reminds me a little bit of sort of the old Hammer horror films. Like, there's a lot of elements of that in this. It does get a little strange in that third act. That final shot is bizarre. I would even go as far as to say some people, it may turn them off and irritate them a little bit. But if you embrace that inner artiste inside of you and just embrace the weird, basically, you'll love this film. This is A+ for me. Like I said, this is one of my favorite horror films of all time. This is one I revisit every few years. Cemetery Man.
Do you know what zombie movies had been missing for so long? A love story.
This girl's dead. That guy's dead. That guy in the corner is definitely dead. Jesus, these guys look awful.
2013's Warm Bodies stars one Teresa Palmer, one Nicholas Hoult, one little Franco.
That's Dave.
That's what I said. And a little bit of John Malkovich.
People get bit, then they get infected. Then I shoot them in the head.
So the story goes, guy meets girl. Guy eats girl's boyfriend. Guy saves girl and gets boyfriend's memories. Romance blossoms. Girl brings Guy to meet Dad. Dad slowly warms up to Guy.
Are you still bleeding?
Yes.
Good.
Really?
Really.
Overall, I liked this movie. The zombies look cool. They're not there for like the ultra gore effect, but they're like really good classic zombies. There's some throwbacks to old zombie movies, like the eating of brains is definitely a Return of the Living Dead thing. How the brains help them feel less dead.
Eating brains. How does that make you feel?
It makes the pain go away.
I'm sorry, I just can't help it. The brain's the best part. The part that makes me feel human again.
There's some legitimately creepy imagery with the bonies. Was that what they called them? Yeah. The bonies. They almost look like gray aliens, and that's scary to me. So Hoult, I think, was fantastic. Teresa Palmer did a good job. I really liked the friendship between R and the zombie we later find out is named Marcus.
Man.
I agree. It had some cute and funny moments. I really like the montages, like their relationship blossoming, and the makeup sequence. That was cute too. I also like the living and the dead working together to beat the bonies.
What the hell do we shoot?
Negatives, I would say it was a little slow and security sucks.
Yeah, the movie does have some slow moments in it. You can feel that there's a really good movie in here. Some really cool ideas about what makes us human, what happens to us when we lose touch with what makes us human. But either the writers and director team or maybe even studio interference didn't allow it to end up on screen in a more compelling way. And so you get a lot of filler with R and Julie just doing things, which some of them are cute, but I did want a little bit more.
I would give this movie a C+. It's not a movie I would want to rewatch regularly, but it was cute. I think it deserves at least one watch.
I give it a B-. Like I said, there's some disappointing things, but it doesn't necessarily ruin it. I might actually want to see this again and see if my B- holds up. So yeah, Warm Bodies, worth at least one watch. Be sure to check it out.
All right, come on.
You guys got a couch this time, dude. This is great, man. Look at this. Oh, I love it, man. Whoa, I remember you guys. What am I doing here this time, man?
We're doing zombie movies this year, sir.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk about that one movie where Thor takes his friends to, like, this wooden house in some, like, thick group of trees, man. What's that called? The one where that chick makes out with that wolf, man. Wolfman? No. Anyways, I don't remember the name, but the movie's really cool, man. It's like what Scream was to slasher flicks, but to movies with houses and places with lots of trees, dude. So like these stereotypical kids, man, they go to this house and they do all the like typical scary movie stuff, man. Like swimming in a lake, getting drunk, having a little sexy time. There's the jock, played by Kirk's dad. That one Yellow Ranger, man, she plays the hot chick that has sex. And then that girl from Zoo plays the hot chick that doesn't have sex. And then there's that smart guy, Dr. Avery from that one show. Oh, and that dollhouse guy that reminds me of me, man.
Statistical fact. Cops will never pull over a man with a huge bong in his car. Why? They fear this man. They know he sees farther than they, and he will bind them with ancient logics.
So the door to the basement of the house, man, it flies open, right? And they go down there and they find all these items, dude, that just feel cursed. Like if I was there, they'd totally be harshing my vibe, dude. But they don't know that they're totally being set up by these weird government people, man. It's like a crazy conspiracy, man. And those weirdos that are setting them up, they're all betting on what these kids are gonna summon, man.
Betting windows are closing.
Okay, who's still out?
Well, let's see. We got engineering, we got R&D, and we got electrical.
Did you see who they picked? They're practically giving their money away.
You should talk, Aquaman.
And that one jerk from Billy Madison really wants it to be a mermaid, which is weird because, why would a mermaid want to leave the ocean, man? The ocean is all our original home, man. It's so peaceful, dude. Well, what about this as a zombie? Dude, you gotta have some patience, man. I'm getting there. Jeez. This guy. Anyways, that chick, Christina from House of Cards, she starts reading this messed up diary, man. And it's from this crazy girl, and her family is all into pain and torture, man. It's really messed up. She starts reading some Latin words and ends up waking up this whole zombie family, man.
Dolor supplemus caro. Dolor igneo animus.
Don't speak Latin in front of the books.
So the zombies start attacking the kids, dude, and they're all freaking out and they try to escape. But those narcs in the control room, they're trying to keep them down, man, and they keep doing things to get in the way. Like Fred from Angel, she even tried to make my fellow mellow dude dumb by messing with his weed, man.
Yeah, and what the f***'s up with this guy's pot anyway? He's supposed to be drooling, and instead he almost makes us?
We treated the shit out of it.
That's messed up. You don't f with a person's THC, bro. I don't want to ruin what they're setting them up for, but it's a cool idea for a movie, man. There's some cool makeup and effects for the zombies, dude, and they have some brutal kills. My favorite part of the movie happens towards the end, dude, and it deals with all those curses and monsters getting loose, man. It's a bloodbath.
Oh.
It's a good movie, dude, and I totally give it an A-, man, for the creativity, the brutality, and the fun, dude. So, is there any catering here, man? I'm starving, dude. Oh, is that cake?